Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Garning with True Speed Communication. On behalf of everyone at Stewart Haas Racing and Bass Pro Shops, I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day today to be here for this announcement. First, I want to introduce the founder of Bass Pro Shops, Johnny Morris, and the three-time and reigning NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion, Tony Stewart. Johnny, a heck of an event last night in Springfield, Missouri. We're here to talk about it officially in front of the NASCAR Media Corps. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Stewart Haas Racing next year.
Well, we're darn excited. It's like a dream coming true, and it's probably as much of a surprise today after we had a little party last night in our hometown Springfield, because that's where we wanted to let everybody at Bass Pro know what was up, and we're very proud that this coming season we're going to be the primary sponsor for Tony Stewart and be on the hood of his number 14 car. I'll have a big green fish up there, and we're very happy about it.
Tony, this is the culmination of a more than decade-long partnership with Bass Pro Shops. Talk about what began as a simple personal services agreement that ended up being Bass Pro Shops on your late model to where now it's a primary sponsor on your Sprint Cup car.
Well, it actually started before that. It was, we got introduced to each other and became friends, and then we just started doing things to work together, whether it was be on our Sprint car program or every year at the Prelude, making it a Bass Pro Shop car. But it's grown over the years, and there really was never an opportunity like this for us to do something together till now. And I think it's something, like Johnny said, it's definitely a dream come true for me, and I think Johnny feels that way. And the best part is it's not just a new partnership. It's a friendship that developed into a partnership, and that's something that I think makes this so unique versus other deals that you see out there.
And some details, Bass Pro Shops will be on the hood of Stewart's number 14 Chevrolet for 18 races, including the Daytona 500 next year. Mobil One, the world's leading synthetic motor oil brand, will be on the hood for 11 races. 9 primary races are still available on the 14 car. And Johnny, again, a great opportunity, but strong history in the sport. And if you want to talk a little bit about everything that you guys have done in the sport from Earnhardt Sr. to where you've been in the last couple of years with Earnhardt Ganassi Racing.
Well, we love being here at this place. It's an awesome place to make this announcement. Talladega is about our favorite racetrack, or certainly one of them. And, we got introduced to this sport by Dale Earnhardt Sr. and his friend and partner Richard Childress. And anyway, the economy is rough, and every company, every family, everybody has to watch our budgets in this kind of economy. And as a private company, we have a very long-term view about investment and how we look for the long-term future of our business in making investments. NASCAR is not cheap at all, but we look back over the years how it's helped build our brand, Bass Pro Shops, Tracker Boats. And our brands are very important to us and our company. And we have, recently Bass Pro Shop was named one of the top hottest brands in America by Advertising Age magazine, which is kind of the premier publication for marketing in this country. And there's no doubt that our involvement with racing and NASCAR was a big part of that in building our brands. We also see, and especially like with Tony, the influence. We think racing helps grow the sports of hunting and fishing. And you see somebody like Tony that has such a huge influence on young people, especially, mostly good influence. but if these kids see that Tony, how much he really loves to hunt and fish, and these kids, and maybe it puts a little spark in their heart that maybe they want to spend more time and go fish or hunt. And so that's another reason that we invest in the sport. And I think last but certainly not least, is the biggest thing for the future of our outdoor industry and the sports that we love is how do we manage our natural resources or conservation. And we have utilized NASCAR over the years, and like this year in the All-Star race, Tony drove a special paint scheme that was a Bass Pro Shops Tony Stewart salute to the members of the National Wild Turkey Federation. So there's many reasons that kind of come together, and least which it's a lot of fun too to be involved in this sport. So we just love being here, and having the opportunity to go forward with Tony at this level is a whole new frontier for us.
And a prime example of that, Tony Stewart was the honorary chair of National Hunting and Fishing Day this year back on September 29th. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. Again, this will also serve as Tony's media availability, so please state your name and affiliation. Folks from Talladega, Super Speed do have mics. We'll start with Stan.
I'd like to just say one more thing real quick, and that's, I mentioned earlier we got in the sport because of Dale Sr. and Richard Childress, and we've had, I just want to say our regard for myself and everybody in our company for Jamie McMurray, for Chip Ganassi. We've been loyally aligned with them for a long period of time. Our agreement came to an end, and we had this, what I call once-in-a-lifetime chance to hook up with Tony. But we're still real close with Chip and Jamie. We hope to do some things with them in the future, and I just wanted to thank them and everybody over there at Earnhardt Ganassi Racing too.
Very good, well said. All right, Stan.
Okay, Stan Creekmore from rpmtonight.com. Congratulations, number one, Tony. Number two, having known you for as long as I've known you and watched everything you've done, I got to hear a fish or a hunting story now, because that's the one thing I haven't heard from you.
Well, I can tell one quick one. I mean, I was very fortunate that after one of the Texas races, Johnny had bought a trip through the charity and for a day and invited me to go with him, and we got to go to a hatchery and watch how the Texas area is working on conservation and bringing up new bass, but that was part of our day. But we actually got to fish, and we were I was on the back of the boat, Johnny was in the middle, and for those people who don't know how to worm fish, basically you're fishing off the bottom, so you really aren't watching your lure. And I was working a topwater lure, so you can see everything that's going on. And Johnny is fishing over here. His lure is this direction, mine's over here, and he's watching mine the whole time. And every time we probably caught 60 bass that day, I would say. But a 12-pound largemouth hits this topwater lure, and I thought we were going to have to catch two fish because I had one on the hook and Johnny was almost in the water. But that's still to this day my favorite story with Johnny fishing, and it's still the largest bass I've ever caught.
I missed it 3 times in a row with the net, and every time I tried it, I wanted to get this fish as bad or worse than he did. I was so nervous. He's got more steady nerves than I do. Every time I try to net this bass, I just goose it. They go pulling out the drag again. Finally, we got it, but it was a cool time.